And those stars all up and down the sky just waiting for you. Whoa.
So what brought me to this website is it's a website of like helping others, and in my program of sobriety, when I first came in, what I got was help from others like willingly to help me, and since I got to a certain stage where I figured out what I was supposed to do, now it's time for me to give back and help others and share what I've learned. I mean, I've learned kind of how to relive my life normally before, you know, to get through normal things like work and school, to be able to be comfortable and to just start my life normally, whereas before it was really chaotic and, you know, filled with drugs and chaos.
I've been traveling for some time.
I mean, I started using drugs and drinking just for fun, and, you know, it was the normal thing to do in high school, you know, at parties and things like that. But for me, it was always something more. It was the thing that made me feel comfortable, and I always wanted it more than other people wanted it. I wanted to do it every single day, and like that built up for me really fast. I was always like the one who was the drunkest, always wanted to get drugs, you know, and it turned into something where I needed those drugs, and I started using drugs every single day, and I got kicked out of my house. I got 2 DUIs. I was getting in a lot of trouble with the law. I was like going from friend's house to friend's house, and I ended up trying to commit suicide, and it was just kind of like an intervention with family and friends telling me that they didn't want to deal with me anymore, that made me kind of just give in and decide to go to rehab. I mean, I didn't really want to do it, but it was just something that was like basically the last house in the block. It was like I had no other choice, and so I kind of just gave in and like decided to go there to get away. Well, when I first got there, I didn't go to rehab deciding like, oh, I'm going to be sober for the rest of my life. I didn't even really know what that meant or what that was all about at all. I kind of just went there like, you know, to take a break, and as I was there and I started to relate with other people, I started to see what they were doing, you know, all these people were happy and going through the same kind of thing that I was, and I like started to relate to them, and just kind of as I went on, I started to really think, oh, maybe this is something that I actually want to do, is to be sober, which is really weird. It's a whole different way of life. Well, to me, I'm naturally like uncomfortable. I'm a really shy person, and it's really hard for me to feel like I fit in. And like coming into this program, like these people, they're your friends whether you want them to be or not. They take you in initially and just love you until you love yourself, which is like one of the cheesy lines that they say. And just that like support structure and all the friends and the people that were going through the same thing as me, because I went there alone. I felt like I had nobody. I didn't even want to be there. But I went there and I got taken in immediately, which was something that was really attractive to me and something that I've struggled with my whole life, as wanting to fit in and wanting, you know, people to like me, like just a normal thing. And just like being there in the beginning, like that was what helped me stay there, was having that support structure. Going through sobriety, it was like really hard because it's a whole lifestyle change. Everything I've ever known, it's completely the opposite, and you have to like learn. Basically, it's like being reborn. You have to learn how to like live again, how to do small things again, and do it sober. And with all those people there helping you along the way is something that really helped me to, you know, stick around until I could do it on my own and wanted it for myself. I was crazy before. I was crazy the way I lived my life, the way I thought that I wanted to die. I didn't care about anyone. Basically, I was really selfish. And, you know, I don't know where it was, but just in all the support and listening to all these people's stories and how they've changed, at one point I just realized, like, I got into reality. I realized like what I'd been doing, how I was before, and like how I was hurting my family and other people, when really before it was all about me. I thought like I was the victim, I was the only one, like all these people were against me, and I like poor me, but I realized, you know, really what I was doing to other people with my addiction, and what I was doing to my friends and my family, and like how many people it would have hurt if I actually would have, ended up passing away on my own account. And just like realizing that, it was like a really emotional moment for me, and it made me want to, stick around and like learn, how to be good and how to like mend all of those things. And yeah, that realization was like a really big step for me to like want to stay there, but it still is hard. You have to like work the program and go through all these things, because little things will come up like, oh, I lost my job or something like that, that thing in the back of my brain immediately tells me that like, oh, I want to go drink right now. It's just like baby steps that you have to keep going through. And in this sobriety program, like you have sponsors, people that have a little bit more time than you, and they like sponsor you and help you, through the 12 steps and like through like the whole program. And so anytime I had a problem or something like that, and I felt like, oh, I feel like I want to drink right now, or I feel like I want to go use, instead of doing that, I pick up the phone and I call her. And since she has more time than me, she's been through these things, so she can help me, get through it step by step. I mean, not only has she like guided me and like helped me through this whole program, she's like, family to me now. She's one of my like best friends, and she's a really important person in my life. I think it would be really beneficial, because I feel like a lot of people, they might not want to admit to their family or their friends, even if it's obvious to everyone around them. They might not want to admit that they have a problem. They might feel like they don't know how to like just, show up at a meeting and ask people, like, especially for people like me who like are really shy. It's just like a safe place to go online where you can feel comfortable doing that. I think that's, going to be a really cool thing. Being a young person in sobriety, like when I heard, like when I first heard the line, like you're going to be sober for the rest of your life, you have to do this for the rest of your life, like when I went in there, I thought like I'm just going to get, off the drugs for a little bit, and then I'll be able to go and drink normally and everything will be fine. But like you have to be sober for the rest of your life, and I thought, like what? That means my life is over. Like I'm just going to be a boring old lady and not do anything with the rest of my life. But really, like I have so much fun being sober. Like I still go out, I party with all of my friends, and I go in a big sober community and we go out together. And through this journey, I've become comfortable with myself, which is something that I wasn't before. So that when I go out, I can have fun without drinking and using, and I still have fun. I'm still a kid, I still like to be wild, and I just do it the right way. I remember things. I don't make those same mistakes and put myself in harm's way. And being sober is definitely, you can have a lot of fun.
I'll try to be somebody